Well, Dan and I are out and about today. It's the 3rd of May and we're going on a historic pub crawl. This is episode 4 of my historic Ramsgate mini-series and we're going to take you with us, so let's away. We're going in the Deal Cutter, which is a free house, and this was established around 1800. I don't know much about this because we weren't going to go in this one. It's on King Street in Ramsgate. Let's go inside and check it out. Let's see what drinks they've got. What have you got in here?
You're alright.
Is one of the oldest pubs in Ramsgate and is a historic building. It's rather nice in here. Well, that was nice. Very nice pub. We've got a few beers, but we had gin. We got a decent choice of drinks. Dan had a house gin, I had a Gordon's. Dan had his with Schweppes low-cal tonic, I had normal tonic, so I don't do a Spartemi. And it's an old building. It says above the door circa 1800. However, when I looked online, it says it's from the early 18th century. We've got a billiards table in the back, and it's a nice bar area, pleasant clientele, lovely staff, friendly. It's well worth a visit. And now we're going on to the next pub, which is the Artillery. So that's about 10-15 minutes walk away. Our next port of call is the Artillery Arms. This is a free house, beautiful building. I've made some notes. There's a lot to say about this place. It's listed. It was listed in 1972. Originally it was known as the Ash Arms. It's in the Camera Guide, Campaign for Real Ale, and has been in the guide for many years. It's got a really good reputation for its beer. There's normally 5 local beers featured and others from independent brewers elsewhere. Often Oakham and Thornbridge. It's an early Victorian pub and it's laid out on 3 levels. It's got a jukebox, is decorated throughout with militaria, and boasts a striking set of old, well preserved and attractively painted and stained glass windows depicting 19th century cavalry charges and battle scenes. It's believed that the windows were designed and made by French prisoners of war after the Battle of Waterloo, when the French prisoners of war were brought to Ramsgate. So let's have a closer look at it. It's a lovely tall old building, really beautiful. It's a Grade 2 listed public house, circa 1840. Painted brick with slate roof, 3 stories with basement and parapet to a hipped roof and stacks to the left and rear. There, you see, is the basement level. There's a 2-storey bow with glazing glass sashes on the first and the second floors. The ground floor pub front is wrapped around the front and returned to side elevations with panelled aprons to frosted and stained glass windows with pilasters to fascia and cornice. Pediments containing relief of cannons over panelled and glazed doors on the left and right corners. The left return to West Cliff Road with sash above panel front, glazing bar sash over half glazed door with semicircular fanlight and glazing bar sashes on each floor to left and also in the two-storey end wing. It's really nice in here, we're enjoying a pint.
Oatmeal stout and Prohibition.
American Pale, 4.8 ABV. We have been told to go to the ale house across the road. The lady who manages the Artillery Arms owns the ale house across the road, so we're going there next. Another detour.
We will check it out.
And do you know that one of the former landlords of this place, a Mr. Draper, was murdered in Paris? This is the haunted pub. This place is probably the most fascinating of the pubs I chose for this pub crawl. It's got an amazing history, and I will probably be writing a blog on my WordPress site, and I will publish it up as a community post. It's lovely though. I'd give this place easy a 9.5 out of 10.
Definitely.
The beer's amazing. Ale House might be across the road, but it's actually a bus ride away. So this is across the road, and this is the Bedford Inn. So we're going to go in here. As for the Ale House, when we go to Lidl next weekend to do some shopping, we'll go in the Ale House first on the bus, and then the 10 minutes walk to Lidl, which could be dangerous for the old spending. Let's away. So this is the Bedford Inn. It's near the Vale. We don't really come up this end of Ramsgate very often, but it's a community hub. They do Sunday roasts apparently, so we must come here. We've ordered some calamari and some focaccia, and they do bread and breakfast here as well. They do 2 for £13 cocktails every day from 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. Every day. That means, of course, Saturday and Sunday as well. So we must try this place one evening as well, because we do like a cocktail or two. I'm having gin, Tanqueray. Dan's also having a gin.
So am I.
Gin.
Yeah.
I've had a look online, and the Bedford Inn is known as one of the best places to eat in Ramsgate. They have like candlelit tables and beautiful Sunday roasts and evening meals and lunchtime meals and snacks. This calamari smells tremendous. I can't wait for it to arrive at table. The pub was previously known as the Jolly Gardener, and it was changed while Charles Tunbridge, T-U-N, not Ton, was licensee sometime between 1862 and 1888. Now that is one example of a pub who has changed their name and is actually still here, because a lot of pubs, there's like a jinx. If the pub changes its name, it often doesn't survive. This place has survived. It hasn't always been open. It's recently reopened as a boutique hotel and pub restaurant, but this one has survived. The Bedford pub in Ramsgate transformed into a hotel in 2023. It's a 19th century pub and had a £100,000 transformation. It's on Westcliff Road, Ramsgate, just across from the Artillery Arms, and has undergone a drastic makeover to provide guest rooms on its derelict second floor. The bar manager Samantha Parker said the completion of the works has been a long time coming. Renovating a somewhat derelict Victorian building isn't easy, she said. Each room is unique, and I do think we have done a really good job of it. And that's her, that's the lady who served us today. It's so easy to get carried away, especially when you see the bill, but the pub has been quite successful, and I hope this next step can be a boost for everyone. We've already had our first guests in and the feedback was fantastic, which is a huge relief. I'll put up the current TripAdvisor or other score above this video. It's got 4 rooms, so it's a very small hotel, and is colour customised to pay homage to the town's coastal history. It sounds wonderful. Thank you. Thanks so much.
It's rolling with the food. Smells very nice.
The pub also hosts various events such as drunk drawing, which sees punters compete for the crown of the best drunk artist. I might win that. That's a list of the licensees.
So looking at the food, it looks very nice. What's it like?
That's cool. It's got a nice crunch to it. A little bit of salt, but not too much. With the aioli, I've just dipped it in the butter, which is very nice, which is focaccia. And there's chilies and there's some lime. So we'll have a squeeze of lime on it as well. Looks like there's coriander.
It's very nice.
And let's dip a bit of focaccia in the butter, which I did use to dip the calamari into as well. Beautiful butter. That's like homemade focaccia, that is. That's beautiful. Look at the structure on that bread. Look at the crumb. That structure. That's excellent. Happy days. Well, that was a rather nice experience. It was an expensive round because we had a couple of tapas. So the whole thing set me back 25 quid. However, it was gorgeous and I wouldn't have missed it for the world. And now we are off down the hill and we're going to the Horse Groom, which is another camera pub. And interestingly enough, the chappie who used to do the food at the Churchill Tavern is is now doing the food at the Horse and Groom. So we might have another tap house. So let's away. Do that. Look at him, isn't he gorgeous? Come on, boy. So this is the Horse and Groom. This is another camera pub. This is a historic building. Me and your mum had a look at this a while back. Very interesting building. Importers and bonders.
I love that tile
Isn't it
work.
beautiful? I'll put on the screen something about it. Ramsgate works. Anyway, this is the Horse and Groom. I'll just refer quickly to some notes. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's a lovely place.
And this is down Charlotte Court, which is just off York Street. It's all old around here. It's beautiful. The Horse and Groom, Charlotte Court. It's a camera pub. It was built in 1830. It's got the ghost signage, which you've just seen on that elevation. It got its present name in 1865. It was extended into a neighbouring cottage in 1960, and it sells Shepherd Neame beers. These include Spitfire and Master Brew. Now, Shepherd Neame is one of the oldest brewers, and it's based in Kent at Faversham, down by the creek. And Dan's Cornelius ancestors all lived down the creek, but most of those ancestors worked for the gunpowder works, because in the 19th century Faversham was one of the places for gunpowder manufacture, and Mr. Hall had 3 factories in the Faversham area. It earned the name at one point Shit and Shovel because it was a reference to mucking out horses. According to history, the Horse and Groom was near the site of the old Sackett's livery yard, and we came across Sackett's on our way up Queen Street today. Do you remember? They were a well-known family in the area. So let's away and let's see what we can get. There's the kitchen. They've got food 10 to 2 in there, which starts Monday the 28th, which I presume was April. And the chappie who runs the kitchen used to provide the food at the Churchill Tavern at the top of Paragon. So let's go in and see what we can find. The food is apparently really good, so if you're down here at lunchtime, then this is definitely a place to come. It's been highly recommended to us by a chappie who was having a drink in our first port of call today, which was the Deal Cutter. And the chappie who does the food here is a personal friend of the lovely customer who was in the Deal Cutter. So let's go in. It's a really nice area of Ramsgate town. It's got lots of quirky alleys and also a community garden as well.
Now, what I have got is the Little Ship's small beer, which is brewed by Shepherd's Neame. It's 3% alcohol, and it was popular in medieval and Tudor times, and because the water wasn't safe to drink for risk of cholera and things like that.
So everyone drank beer?
Yeah, so everyone drank beer. So cheers.
And I'm having Spitfire.
I'm having Spitfire.
Which is more than 3% ABV.
And they do other Shepherd Neame beers such as Bishop's Finger or Nun's Pleasure, as we call it.
And they've got a stout as well.
They've got a stout.
They've got Guinness on the pump. And 1 or 2 others as well.
Yeah.
A good range of real ales.
They'll probably be under the table if I tried all of them.
They had the Spitfire in either lager or ale, and I chose the ale.
The classic Spitfire. Cheers.
Sláinte. Look, a windmill on Grange Road. Did you know there was a windmill at Grange Road, Dan?
No, I didn't.
At one time there was windmills everywhere, dotted around Ramsgate, and lots of gardens and even pigs roaming freely as well. But yeah, there was a lot of windmills at one time, and it had nothing to do with climate change. Just a very uninteresting fact. Just met the lovely Greek lady from Papa George's. It is a family business, and we can get to meet Papa George if we eat in at some point, which we might do. They do takeaway as well. The food looks incredible. I've walked past quite a few times in the past, but I think it would be nice to try. What do you think, Dan?
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's very nice. The
Lovely
people are
lady.
nice.
They do home delivery as well. I mean, a lot of businesses are touting for business because we've got a cost of living crisis that doesn't seem to show any signs of being counteracted, if you like, for want of a better word.
No, I don't think the government are interested.
I don't think things are great in the UK at all. So everybody needs to do what they can to get the business. Now this is York Street. Papa George's is down there. I'll definitely do it, so I think it will make a good review in the not too distant future, and it would also be quite a sexy date night with my other half here. We're going to go in the Mariners Bar. Now this bar dates from at least 1900, and as you can see from the sign, the Littlers, who were impresarios, lived here with their parents, Prince Emile and their sister Blanche. They were three of the most powerful and prestigious 20th century show business figures in the West End and various of the provincial theatres. So this was their parents' pub, which at the time was the Admiral Harvey in 1901. I'm not sure exactly when the name changed to the Mariners Bar. If I can find out, I'll put it above. But a little known fact, Dan had a famous step-grandmother, and she played at practically every theatre except for Worthing. But I saw photos of her with Morecambe and Wise and Mike and Bernie Winters and all those old names from the 1960s and 1970s. And she used to present a programme called Mr. and Mrs. which was...
Oh, you filming?
Yeah.
Hi.
Which was presented on HTV, which is the Welsh TV station.
And she was a continuity announcer for HTV's predecessor, Telly D Cymru.
And her stage name was Linda Lee. And I had actually heard of her as Linda Lee, and I'd had no idea that she was the same person. It was incredible, and she recorded quite a few singles as well in the 1960s in particular, and she was a beautiful blonde lady and really very talented at what she did. And later I think she went more into production. So that's a little fact about Dan's family history related to show business. Let's go into the Mariners Bar. Now this bar has, I believe, according to what I found online, a choice of 65 gins. So I think gin it is.
That's gin o'clock.
Gin o'clock. So we're in the Mariner's Bar. I have the original Bombay Sapphire. Dan has an elderflower gin, which was recommended by one of the lovely regulars here. They've got over 65 gins. They also do tea and coffee, and they have a menu here. Do pizza, and they have specials on the board, including salt and pepper squid, anything like calamari. I just love it. But we're going to have fish and chips soon. It's completely nautical themed. We've got crab pots, we've got nets, we've got like resin set tables. So we've got various things in here, shells and coins, anything piratey. Ship ahoy! And the lanterns, a piece of driftwood, even fairy lights as well to give you that twinkly Little Mermaid effect. Paintings as well, depicting the skies over the planet. Fireplaces, natural, original fireplaces. This pub dates back to at least 1901. It was formerly Harvey's Crab and Oyster Bar. Now, in 1901, it was known as the Admiral Harvey. It was originally owned by Mr. and Mrs. Littler, and there are 3 kids, Emile, Prince and Blanche, were known as the Littlers, and were enormously famous, not just in London's West End, but throughout the provincial theatres. And this was in 1901. So it's been serving Ramsgate locals for at least 124 years. It's a really nice atmosphere. You've got your pool table, billiards, whatever. I don't know much about snooker and such. You've got crabs in the window. I like the booths. We're in a booth. We've got open tables as well. It's a really nice atmosphere. I don't know why we've not been in here before. Why have we not been in here before?
I don't know.
The round was good as well. It wasn't really expensive. We had 2 gins and we had some cheddars, and Dan had his scratchings, and it was only 13 quid or so. Something like that. It was less than 15 quid for the lot, which I don't think is too bad by today's prices. Again, they're doing Schweppes. I prefer Fever Tree, but I've got a normal tonic water because I don't have anything with aspartame in. If I was having iron brew, for example, I would have just the regular iron brew. It's a very nice drink. This is a single. I like the lovely big glass. Plenty of ice, lemon, chin chin. I'll be here again.
You will be.
You?
You will be.
There's even a ship's steering wheel as well on the wall.
There it is. More crab pots, more steering wheels. It's very boaty here.
I'm now feeling a little bit Brahms and Liszt. as you can probably tell.
I'm probably more than a little bit.
I think I've lost count, but I think this is pub number 5 and we still have one more to do. I can just about string a sentence together, but it's a bit of a close call. If I'd had the compos mentis, I might be tempted to take some of the Greek home from round the corner, which is very tempting, I must say.
My cinematography is probably a bit dodgy now.
It might be fish and chips, but I think I might rather have the Papa George's or whatever it's called.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Wherever we can stagger to, basically.
Yes. Path of least resistance.
Anyway,
No.
chin chin.
Cheers.
We're going to the Queen's Head, and let me tell you about the Queen's Head. This was established in 1908. It's a Grade 2 listed public house. Red brick with yellow, blue and green glazed terracotta. 3 stalls with recessed ground floor and pilasters, supported cornice, plaster strip coins with moulded string courses and projecting centrepiece on second floor with modullion cornice to segmentally pedimented gable with lion finial and scrolled parapet. You can see secondary elevation to right over yard entry, also with pilaster coins and pilasters, moulded string course and pierced and scrolled parapet, stacked to left and to right. The pedimented gable surmounts panels of enriched foliate moulded brickwork, with a central medallion, keyed round headed sashes to left and right, and central tripartite wooden casement on second floor. 2 French windows with semicircular fan lights and keyed surrounds on first floor with bowed honeysuckle pattern iron balcony. It's a beautiful balcony there, look. Right hand block with keyed round headed sash on second floor and sash in projecting frame with cornice and on brackets to first floor. Plain yard entry with double boarded gates in foliated glazed tile surround with frieze. Pub entrance to left. A large segmentally headed recess to ground floor richly moulded in glazed tiles with large segmental bow, tiled aprons to large mullioned and transformed windows. Central double half glazed doors to centre with imitation doors to left and to right. In the interior there's a fine glazed tile dado and panelled interior with central bar. But it's a while since we've been in here, but we have been in it before, so we're going to take a look and see what it's like. But it's very pretty. You see all the flags, because next week is 80 years since VE Day, so that's something to celebrate. And look out for another vlog when we do a VE Day pub crawl. Sir Kia says the pubs can open till at least 1 AM, so we're going to be doing a few of those next Thursday. And moving into retro anyway.
So
It's
let's
a
go
given.
in.
Isn't it fabulous though? Look at that.
I've got Gads, number 5. Cheers.
So we'll drink up and then we'll be going probably to Pete's Fish Factory, because we haven't got the energy or the vocabulary to order any Greek food.
can just about say fish, we just about say chips. So,
But these are the wonderful tiles.
really nice.
Dado is mentioned in the historic listing.
Yeah.
It's really lovely in here. It's not somewhere I would come on my own though. I'd come with you, babe, but I wouldn't come on my own.
Yeah, come with you.
I'd probably go to the artillery as well, but with you to begin with, because it's like more of a man's pub.
Yeah.
And then when I've been a few times, I'd probably go on my own, because I didn't feel threatened or anything.
No, not at all.
But I need to feel comfortable before I can do anything.
Oh, yeah.
I suppose it's being neurodiverse, you know, that's just how it affects me. But I do think we've had a lovely afternoon.
Great.
And I started off in a foul mood, and I don't feel foul anymore. I was fine once the first golden nectar slipped down my throat. I was okay. That was artillery.
Cheers.
Absolutely banging. Cheers, babe.
Cheers.
Here is the Camden Town Brewery glass. So I've got a pint of a Camden Town lager, although it's a real ale. Look at the shape of the glass. These kind of glasses are getting more popular now, because the other week when we went to Sweeney and Todd's pie shop, I was given a shorter glass as well. This seems to be the in thing at the moment. I must say I do like the proper sturdy pint glass. This looks like you haven't got as much as you have, which would encourage people to think that they needed another drink because what they were getting wasn't quite enough. Is it a sales tactic? Or is it just a trend? Let me know down in the comments. Anyway, cheers. It's very delicious. I do like a real ale or real lager. So we've had a lovely day. We've got our fish and
Yeah,
chips.
pissed as a fart.
And now we nearly missed the bus because Dan needed the loo. And now we're on the bus. I called him a twat. And now we're on the bus and we're going home for our supper. But first of all, we feed the cats. So if you enjoy this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you haven't already done so, ding the notification bell, ding ding, and we'll see you again soon for the next one. Until then, bye for now.